Today we're going to talk about how to get lean and get a visible six-pack. So the truth is, you can have the strongest abs in the world, but if you're not lean enough, then you're never going to have visible abs. So let's start with what actually matters, and that's your diet. So you probably know you need to be in a calorie deficit to burn more calories than you consume. So step one, we need to find our maintenance calories so that we can create our calorie deficit. Take your body weight in kilograms and multiply it by 22. Once you have that number, you're then going to multiply that number by your activity level. Activity levels range from say 1.2 all the way to 1.7, depending on how active you are. For example, myself, weighing 82 kilos, multiply that by 22, and then take that number and then multiply it by 1.4, because that's about how active I am. And then my maintenance calories come out to be around 2,500 calories. From here, I'll then create my calorie deficit by reducing my calories by around 20%. So my starting calories to get visible abs will be around 2,015 calories. Step two is figuring out how much protein we need to consume. And this is simple. You just grab your body weight, again in kilograms, and times that by 2. So for myself, we're looking at about 164 grams of protein per day. Now you don't have to hit this number every single day. As long as you're within 5 to 10%, you'll be fine. Now when it comes to setting your fats, anywhere from 0.7 to 1 gram of fat per 1 kilo of body weight is going to be a sweet spot. For myself, I like a lower fat diet with high carbs, so I like to be around 0.7 grams of fat per 1 kilo of body weight. The rest of my calories are going to be made up of carbs. So this starting base is going to put you in a good position for losing around 10% of your body weight in a good 12 to 14 week period. If you weigh more, you may lose more, but this is a good reference. Starting your diet off too restrictive, I find it quite easy to binge and feel very restricted. If you start your diet at a 10% deficit, I find that fat loss is a little bit slow and it's harder to lose that 10% in that 12 to 14 week period. Now, when it comes to your training, if you've ever been lean before, but you feel like your abs don't really pop, it's probably because you've neglected training your abs in the past. And this is a common approach because a lot of people say abs are built in the kitchen, which is kind of right. But if you have been lean in the past and you feel like your abs aren't really showing, well, then it might be time to start training them. And we train our abs just like we train our biceps. We apply the laws of progressive overload. So we need resistance and we need to try and achieve more reps or add more load to that exercise over a period of time. This is going to ensure that your abs are growing. Now it's important here to choose exercises that actually train your rectus abdominis properly and not get caught up on fancy influencer ab circuits, because that's more like cardio. Yes, it burns calories, but it won't build abs. So the only two exercises you really need are something like a rope cable crunch, where you're adding resistance and you're performing a crunch, or leg raises, either using hanging leg raises or Roman chair leg raises. I personally perform Roman chair leg raises because I'm more stable and I can focus on getting a good contraction of my abdominal muscles. Where hanging leg raises, it's easy to cheat and use momentum and use your hip flexors. Both weighted crunches and leg raises are great because they directly train the rectus abdominis, which is your six pack. The next step, make sure you take progress pictures. Don't get caught up on purely seeing the scale go down, because the scale is not going to directly reflect how your body's looking. So make sure you take progress pictures. Yes, there's a correlation between scale weight going down and body fat dropping, but it's not everything. And the next step, hitting a plateau. Now understand that fat loss plateaus are normal and there's nothing wrong with them. So you have two options. Take a 1 to 2 week diet break where you increase your calories back to maintenance calories or just slightly below maintenance calories. This helps reduce fatigue, manages hunger, and keeps you mentally locked in. The way you find your new maintenance calories is by using the same formula we did when we started our cut. But you're going to weigh less, so you got to recalculate your new maintenance calories. And then don't stress if your scale weight shoots up over the next 1 to 2 days, because that's just going to be water weight because you're consuming more calories or more food. Once you finish that diet break after 1 to 2 weeks, you can then go back to your 20% deficit, or if you want to be more aggressive, go to a 30% deficit off that new maintenance number. This is going to help speed up fat loss a little bit more. And lastly, what supplements do you need to take to get shredded? Well, the truth is you don't need any fat loss supplements. A lot of them are just a waste of money. But here's the 3 supplements I take on a daily basis. Firstly, protein powder. Now this should be a staple because it is quite hard to achieve 164 grams of protein per day just by consuming foods alone. And protein is also very cost effective. The next supplement is creatine monohydrate. Anywhere from 5 to 10 grams is a sufficient amount. It's getting to the point now where it's almost as important as taking a multivitamin. And it's literally the only legal supplement you can take that's going to effectively help you build muscle and strength. And the last supplement would be caffeine. Now, I personally don't like coffee, so I take a pre-workout. But most importantly, it boosts your focus and energy for your training session. So you can train harder, and it also helps you slightly burn more calories throughout the day. Although, let's not get carried away with that. But what I would suggest is only take it on the days that you train. So the final word, you need to be around 10 to 15% of body fat. This is usually the sweet spot. You're lean enough to see definition, but it's not like a comp prep where you're hating life. If you do want to get leaner than that, just understand that it can affect your training performance, your libido, and along with constant hunger, give you brain fog. So just ask yourself, is it actually worth it? So if you set these goals of losing 10% of your body weight in a 12 to 14 week period, train with the right ab exercises, and be patient and follow these steps, I have no doubt you'll have visible abs. So if you found this helpful, don't forget to watch the next video, like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what body fat percentage you think you are currently.